it's a kind of a song to say, you know, we're here and we're not going anywhere. And I just remember respecting that so much from these group of young cats who, you know, were kind of bucking the system and didn't really, you know, I'm not gonna say they didn't care, but it was just, they were reporting on kind of what they saw in their communities, you know, and it's something that I respected, and you know, it was also just a hot track. I mean, like I just think they just did their thing, you know what I mean, when it came to the production of it and all of that good stuff. We all went to the studio and recorded, and you know, we would all be there sitting there like listening to each other rap, and we'd be like, nah, why don't you try like this, or like laughing if somebody messes up, or you know what I mean, so, or like really just being there and supporting each other and bigging each other up. And it's just huge, man, to have that support system, because we actually feel like N.W.A, you know, and then to have Cube and Dre right there in our ears, like, y'all doing a good job, you know what I mean? Y'all doing us justice, you know, Eazy would be proud, or you know, it's a powerful feeling, man. It's a powerful feeling. I think they all have different qualities about them, right? That because you can't have a group of, you know, 5 guys who do the same thing, because there's, you know what I mean? So everybody had their place in the group, you know. Eazy handled the business side of things, like that was his thing, right? You know, Yella and Dre, they were completely production, you know what I mean? They heard the music in different ways and created the sounds. And then Cube and Ren, you know, they were the MCs. They were spitting and writing, and you know, and then, you know, DLC came on to write and be a part of it too, and spit. So and rap. But so I think that's what kind of made them work, you know what I mean? And the fact that they all just kind of jived and liked each other, you know what I mean? It wasn't like it started off as a business thing, but I think they kind of fell into it as a group of guys who were just trying to have fun, you know, trying to have a good time. And he shared a lot with me. He shared a lot. But the thing, like, he's become a huge mentor throughout this whole process. Like, just being able to, like, have him on speed dial, literally, you know what I mean? And any questions that I need answered, specifically, you know, storytelling, like, he's there, you know what I mean? Just open, you know what I mean, to me coming and listening to the music and just being a part of the process as much as possible, because he wants to get it right too. But his main thing, and I think this stuck out to me the most, was just, I just remember him saying, you know, because I was just so nervous. I was like, how am I going to play Dr. Dre? And I just remember him being like, you know, you don't have to imitate me. You don't have to mimic me. I'm not looking for you to do any of that. I'm looking for you to just represent N.W.A, you know, and what we represented, you know what I mean? And put that first. And then everything else will kind of follow. And I love working with our cast. And Jason, you know, did a really, really great job of portraying Eazy's legacy. And I just remember having to shoot that scene. I know, obviously, he had a rough time, you know, shooting it, but just seeing, you know, him there and just knowing that, you know, so much more. He had so much more to give the world, you know what I mean? But he had a heart, and he was fun, and he, you know, he had just, he loved big and generously, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't just this gangster, you know what I mean? He wasn't just this, you know, kid who didn't know anything. He was smart. He was a businessman, you know? And this film, it shows all of that, you know what I mean? It shows all of that, you know? It just goes into, you know, the humanity of it. Gary is a stickler for detail, and he has his eye is so trained, it's almost scary. You know what I mean? He'll see something and we'll literally be looking at it like, what are you talking about? And then he'll show us and we're like, oh, that makes so much sense. You know what I mean? But it's not that, it's not that he does it just because people might catch it and, whatever. He does it because he has so much respect for the credibility of this world that we're creating or recreating. You know what I mean? He has so much respect for like the hood, you know what I mean? And he wants to tell the story right. Man, we're just around legends so much. Like, it's kind of like second nature now, but I'm like, I'm not used to this, in the back of my head, but I'm trying to play it cool. We're sitting there watching videos of Dre and I'm sitting there watching, studying, his performance or just studying an interview with him and Dub will be like, you see how he, does this or does that, or, he kind of has that long, you know what I mean, thing, or the way he says, a lot, you know what I mean? So it's crazy. It's kind of scary. I want people to walk away with just to see the other side of N.W.A. I think they tell a pretty complete picture with their music, and I think that's what made them great. But when you get to see the personal side, see their families, see, what they struggled with before they became superstars, it humanizes them.